Fuck. Goddamn fucking joke of a goddamn fucking team. Well, Sage might have said it best. He might have just took the words right out of my fucking mouth there. The Platinum Wrench does say, boy, the Jays are losers. Typical Toronto sports team. And you know what? I can't argue with it. You know, yesterday I said it was just a little bit too early. Just a wee bit too early to push the panic button. I think now is about time to push the fucking panic button. We're second in the AL East with a 4-4 record, and we have played the likes of the Athletics, the Rockies, and now we're going to lose a fucking series to the goddamn fucking Chicago White Sox. So I just can't. I don't think I have 162 games in me. You know, we lost 2 series in a row to two of the shittiest teams in the league. The team that I would have been like, all right, losing to, it would have actually been Oakland, and we swept that series. So make it make sense, you know. This is just dark times. If you're a Blue Jays fan, it's not going to get any better. I think I already went over the schedule. We've got what on the sked ahead. We've got the fucking Dodgers who are going to kick our fucking ass. We got the fucking Minnesota Vikings, and then we've got the fucking Milwaukee Packers. So I don't know how this is going to go. We're in trouble. We're in trouble because these teams are actually good coming up, minus Minnesota. So we'll probably get swept by fucking Minnesota, beat Milwaukee, and fucking, you know, lose 2 out of 3 against the fucking Dodgers. That's the way I fucking see her going down. You're right. They're not built fucking Ford tough over here. They're not built Ford tough at all. And I'm glad you said that, Sage, because do you know who's not built Ford tough? Alejandro Kirk. Alejandro Kirk has now been transferred to the fucking 10-day disabled list, and we don't know how. It's a fractured fucking finger. Let me see what the goddamn fucking injury is. You play through it, man. You play through it. Ronnie Lott amputated his fucking finger to stay in and play safety for the fucking Chargers. And you can't fucking continue. Like, amputate the fucking thing off and then go catch the ball. I don't see how it's so fucking hard. Like, I'm not understanding right now. Sorry. Yeah, Kirk has a fracture in his left thumb. Oh, like, how important is a thumb to catch a ball? With all due respect, how hard is it to catch a ball with like a thumb that's moving very well? Like, I'm just not really getting it. We don't know if he's going to need surgery or a pin inserted. I just say cut the fucking thing off. Ronnie Lott that son of a bitch. Honestly, Ronnie Lott that son of a bitch. If you don't know who the fuck Ronnie Lott is, then you're a fucking idiot. Honestly, go look up Ronnie Lott and the fucking amputation. You know what? I'm going to fucking look it up for you. Ronnie Lott amputation. This is the kind of man I want playing. Alright, so, and this is basically, it looks like so. I'll just read verbatim. This is from AI Overview, so I'm going to read through it. Ronnie Lott amputated the tip of his left pinky finger in April 1986 to avoid missing the start of the 1986 season. The injury occurred during the 1985 regular season when he tackled Timmy Newsome, leaving him with 2 options: undergo bone graft surgery and miss 8 weeks of play, or have the fucking finger amputated to return immediately. Lott chose amputation, and 1 week later, I don't know if they got the date right of April 1986, but 1 week later he returned to play the 49ers in the playoffs, in the wild card round. That's a man. That's a man. Alejandro Kirk ain't no man. So, I'm just sick of him. And we are going to have to bring up Brandon Valenzuela, and he's going to make his major league debut probably, tomorrow? Because Tyler Heineman would have went today. So, yeah, it looks like we'll see what that's about. But that's why you carry, I think this will be... You're going to lose a lot behind the plate. I mean, Kirk's a good bat, good eye, and... he's one of the best framers of the game, does call a good game as well. So you are going to lose quite a bit with Kirk's absence. So it's not ideal, for sure. The amount of pitching injuries is not ideal as well. But this Brandon Valenzuela guy, I think, has a little bit of something. He's not going to hit, but I think he's going to bring a little bit to the game. The game calling, is that what they call it, and the defense as well. Certainly not going to be as good as Kirk though. But let's just break down what happened today. Let's just break it down a little bit. I got to have a little sip of a Steve Weiser because I'm that stressed out right now. This is the only thing that keeps me going through the Blue Jays seasons over the years. Started when I was 8 years old, when they were fucking owned by Labatt Blue. So the Blue Jays shit the bed yet again. 6-3 loss to the White Sox, who I could probably name you. One fucking player, two players on their fucking team. Austin Hayes. Okay, well, these guys are awful. They signed the guy that used to jerk off in parking lots, Reese McGuire, formerly of the Jays, I see. That's true. That's not defamation of character. That's been proven. What's interesting, though, a little bit about the White Sox, not that I like talking too much about the other teams, is Murk Heaney, a guy that the Jays were, I don't know if they were interested in him, but he was the other Japanese sensation. And he was the one I was talking about with the exit velocity, but no defense whatsoever. Well, he's got 4 home runs on the year. He hit another one today. He's looking like he is going to pan as a hitter. I don't know what his defense is. I think his defense is terrible. It kind of would have been nice in hindsight if we could have added both him and Okamoto. But yeah, hindsight's 2020. But we'll see what happens. This guy has huge exit velocity, and yeah, he hit his 4th of the year, and they've only played fucking eight ball games so far. Blue Jays. Well, let's start with the hitters first, because I do have a bit of a rant later on. I'd like to save regarding I don't know who. You'll have to figure that one out yourselves. George Springer, 0 for 4 with a fucking goddamn fucking walk. Okay, you're hitting good, bud. You're hitting a $147. You had a great year last year. Well, guess what? You're going to fall back to reality this year and have a fucking 702 OPS. Currently at 609. Looks like Davis Schneider had a good day. 1 for 2 with a walk. That's really nice of him. Nathan Lukes, 0 for 1 with a fucking sac fly. Vladimir Guerrero hit his first home run of the season, a 2-run shot. And guess what? That's one less than Andres Jimenez. Start carrying your fucking weight. Nobody gives a fuck about what you did in the playoffs last year, because what you did in the regular season wasn't that outstanding, in my opinion. Vladimir Guerrero needs to put together a full year. I don't care about the playoffs. I don't care if he had a fucking 1,300 OPS in the playoffs. Any dumb fucking shit can do that. Just, look at Ernie Clement as a fucking example. I want a 900 OPS this year. You're making fucking $50 million a year or whatever the fuck it is. Start earning your fucking keep. Okamoto, 1 for 3 with a walk. You know what? I'm happy with where he's at so far. Dalton Varsho, 0 for 3. Oh, it looks like he's back to his normal fucking ways. Last year was just a fucking fluke. All that fucking power, all that productivity. Can't wait to see you walk in the offseason, bud. See you the fuck later. Oh, Arnold Clement, 0 for 4. That 637 fucking OPS is looking real hot. This guy, though, this guy's phenomenal. Miles Straw. He is the team leader right now in OPS. Went 1 for 3 again today. He's hitting I don't know what, this is pretty sizzling here. A 556 average for an 1112 OPS. Now there's a guy that can get it done, and he plays pretty good defense as well. Addison Barger, 0 for 0 with a walk, so he came in pinch hit later on in the game. Sage says, and I quote, "I'd like to shake Miles' hand. I'd like to shake his hand too." Andres Jimenez fell down a little bit. He's now to 911 OPS. No hits today. Tyler Heineman, who has hit great the last 2 years, 1 for 3. And Jesus Sanchez, 1 for 1. Maybe they want to start playing him just a little bit more. Not that I'm going to be one of those ones that is an armchair quarterback, because that's not what I do. But I can do everything that these coaches do in the major leagues except better. Now, let's just I need another Steve Weiser. Just give me 1 second here, because this is like, it's going to frustrate me a little bit. Okay. So today, it looks like we did a little bit of a bullpen day, which will segue to the next segment. Mason Fluharty started the game. He started the game poorly. He had 1 inning pitched, 2 hits, a walk, and 1 earned run. You know what? Given that that's a 3 whip, I'd say he did pretty damn good. He did pretty damn good just to keep it at that fucking 1 run that was scored. We brought in some bum named Estrada, and he actually did okay. He allowed 0 earned runs and 4 innings pitched. He's not a long-term answer. So we'll get to who's probably going to be pitching in this slot in the next turn very shortly. And, fucking goddamn fucking guy. God fucking damn it. This fucking son of a bitch. We're up 2-1 after the Vlad shot in the 6th inning. And this fucking son of a bitch gets summoned. Brandon Little was called out to do relief pitching. His ERA was pretty good yesterday. It was 16 runs per game. Well, it balloons back up to 24.55 ERA. He allowed 3 hits, 3 runs, all 3 of which are fucking earned. He got a strikeout, though. He allowed 2 home runs. 2 home runs. And was only able to get 1 fucking out. I'm sorry, but the leash is starting to shorten for me. I'm going to say 3 to 5 days, not 3 to 5 business days. 3 to 5 days is the leash that I'm giving this little bitch. This guy is a fucking coward. He fucking doesn't know how to fucking, weld a muffler. That's why Tommy Callahan's Auto Parts cut him loose last year. This guy's a dud. He's a super dud. And I don't want to fucking know him. I don't want to see him ever again. Get this guy down to fucking Pawtucket where he belongs. I don't want him here anymore. I'm done with this son of a bitch. Fuck you, Brandon Little. He's a sweet guy, though. He's a sweet guy. But, respectfully, Brandon Little, get the fuck off this team. Get the fuck off this team. Go pitch for the fucking Yankees or something. We don't need you anymore. Your fucking shelf life was fucking 5 months. Actually, your shelf life was actually 2 or 3 months. Sorry. I remember the second half of your season was really bad. Just go. Just go. You're a fucking... God damn it. He had an 18.9 ERA going into the season, into this game today. 18.9 ERA going into today. Let me refresh. Let me see if it updates. It's not updating. 3.1 innings pitched. That'll be 3.2. 5 strikeouts. That'll become 6. His whip will stay the same, which is 3. And we already said 24.55. Here is something so fucking crazy, man. So fucking crazy. The Blue Jays, prior to today, had played what? 7 ball games? 7 ball games. 7 ball games. Remember that fucking number. Don't make me say it one more time. He had a negative 0.8 WAR. WAR, for those of you who don't know, is wins above replacement. So, guaranteed, his WAR after today is in the range of negative 1 to negative 1.1. So, out of 8 games that we've played, this guy in fucking 3 2/3 innings has managed to actually cost a game. There are guys in this league. Most guys are not in the negatives in the Major League Baseball over the course of a full fucking season. This guy's already officially cost a game in 3 2/3 innings. This is not something that happens very often in such a small sample size. This is something, in fact, that I've never seen before from a Toronto pitcher. The leash is getting shortened. 2 more outings. You've got 2 more outings, and you better strike out the fucking rest of the players that you see, or you're gone. DFA'd, bitch. DFA'd. I understand you're a sweet boy, but what you're doing is historically bad from what I've seen from my lens as a fucking Jays fan. And we've had fucking bad pitching over the years. In the 90s, the early 2000s, the mid 2000s, we're used to having bad pitching. And you're as bad as they get. The worst fucking pitcher I ever know of in Jays history was a starter named Josh Towers. Let's see what his fucking WAR was over the course of that shitty fucking year that he had. A negative 1.9 is the worst Josh Towers ever did for the Blue Jays. 62 innings. This is the worst performer I've ever seen. And he's already closing in. He's already 63% towards where Josh Towers is after 3 2/3. I just can't. Brendan Little, I believe, is a Yankees fan. Let me see where this little son of a bitch was born. Pennsylvania. I mean, that's pretty close to New York, yeah. It seems like he's just trying to do New York a fucking favor, yeah? Son of a bitch, man. He's 30 years old. Why do we care? He's 30 years old. This guy does not have upside. He fucking does not throw hard. I don't care if his spin rate is good. Bring up Adam Macko. I wouldn't bring up the other guy there, Tyderman, because he's probably still injured. But bring up Adam Macko. He pitched well for Canada. It's a good Canadian fucking prospect there. Just fucking bring him up and say fuck you to Brendan Little. That's all I gotta say. Alright, moving on. Thomas Nance was good again. Thomas Nance, I don't like his stuff, but he continues to pitch reliably. 0 earned runs in 1 2/3 innings. And then Braden Fisher, who I really do like, actually. I think he is a very good reliever. He let 2 runs. Looks like it was because of errors, because none of them were earned. But he had a rough outing, actually. Two hits and a walk. So obviously struggled with his command a little bit. But, you know, it doesn't help if we're making errors. So I'll have to see who the fuck made that error. Can I quickly see it here? No, I cannot. I can see the attendance was only over 18,000. 18,000 for Chicago. So that's very bad for baseball. But they are an absolute crapshoot of a team that just seems to be putting the nail in our fucking coffin early in the season. Now, this was something that kind of slipped through the grapevine. I didn't see this yesterday. The Blue Jays signed, literally, officially, well, I guess officially it's 2 days ago, but it's really yesterday, Patrick Corbin to a 1-year, $1 million contract, and he's already pitched. He has already pitched for us, which is crazy. He threw 5 innings today, struck out 9 for Loe Dunedin. He threw 74 pitches, 53 of them were landing for strikes. His average miles per hour with his sinker was 91.2, which is pretty much what he did last year when he was pitching for the Texas Rangers. Patrick Corbin used to be a very good pitcher. He is now 36, so don't expect him to be anything special. But he is a much-needed stopgap for our rotation. So I do believe, like I alluded to earlier, that he is going to start the next time we're doing a bullpen game. I'd rather this guy over Estrada. He has led the league, though. This is what's interesting. I do want to get into his stats a little bit, just because I find them very baffling and just very weird and just kind of mysterious a little bit. This guy, on 3 separate occasions, has led the league in losses. So I just want to start with that. On 3 separate occasions, he has led the league in hits and also earned runs. So we're just going to throw that out right away. Now, his career stats, 4.51 ERA and a 4.14 FIP. His strikeout numbers are okay, 8.2 per 9, and his walks are okay, 2.8 per 9 as well. So that's his overall career. Obviously best with the Diamondbacks. So since leaving the Diamondbacks, here's kind of how his ERA has been. So this is starting in 2020. Because he had years. He had 4 years with Arizona where he was under a 4 ERA and even under 3.5 ERA. So he was very good. Former top prospect, actually. 2020, 4.66 ERA. Okay, I can live with a 4.66 ERA. That's fine by me. That's okay. But then 2021, 5.82. 2022, 6.31. That's terrible. 2023, 5.2. 2024, 5.62. And then last year, at a hitter stadium, 4.4. So he's been in the negatives for WHIP every year except one since 2021. And he's had some bad years. But I know he's had some injury problems in the past. And as a short-term replacement for us, I do like it. He's only 1 year, $1 million contract. We've got 4 guys injured right now. So you got to bring somebody up. And actually, if you kind of look at 2024, his FIP suggests that he did pitch better than his ERA. So we'll see how he does. I'd rather him starting than Mason Fluharty, I guess is what I'd have to say. The only other thing I was wondering is if he could potentially be an option out of the bullpen. Like when I first saw that he was signed, I wasn't sure if it was to be a starter, or to maybe kick him to the bullpen. Because, later in your career, when you're not efficient as a starter, it's not necessarily a bad idea to, flip him to the bullpen and see what happens there. So I don't think he's going to be a replacement for Brendan Little, unfortunately. I did have that thought cross my mind, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think he's just here as an insurance policy while we get healthy. But an interesting signing that I did miss yesterday. Let's see what else we've got here. Actually, is there a Cody Ponce update? I think that's coming next week because he's got to see a doctor to determine the type of surgery that they're going to go. Injury obviously is going to sideline him for a significant amount of time anyway. But let's just leave that for now. Let's pivot over here. And let's just see if there's any NFL news real quick. This is crazy. This can't be true. I didn't watch this, but apparently Joe Adele had 3 catches that robbed 3 home runs tonight. That's pretty fascinating. That's something I've never seen in my life. Looks like Soto is just day-to-day with a mild calf strain. They might put him on the disabled list here eventually, but he's not going to miss significant time, it doesn't look like. Nothing new in the world of the NFL. Only thing I'm going to say about the NFL is we are going to get things kick-started here soon. I will buy a 1-month subscription to PFF, and maybe what we can do, and maybe Sage, you can help me with this, is, I do want to do some mock drafts. I want to do a couple different scenarios where we do some mock drafts for the Titans and the Packers. I'm not going to do it for every team because, well, if the draft pundits can't do it accurately, why would I? Well, I would do it better than them, but why would I waste my breath? You know what I mean? Not being paid enough by ESPN for this shit. But I'd like to do a couple mock drafts. I'd like to kind of go through, maybe this is a good idea, maybe it's not, but we can kind of look at the team needs for both the Packers and, the Tennessee Titans, and potentially look for the players that are going to be A, available when they pick, B, good fits for them, and then C, just look at the scouting report and kind of just get familiarized a little bit with them. So I think that would be a good thing to do, just a bit of scouting, just through reading. We're not going to sit on here and watch fucking 8 hours of film on each fucking player. It's love to, but I'm not getting paid for it, so can't do it. But I think that'd be a good thing. So some mock drafts plus maybe, because I'm sure that there are needs that the Packers have that the Titans have, that we could just kind of look through each of them and see, because I know the Packers. I do know the Packers. I know what they're going to look for. So for me, I'm going to look at two things. I'll look at PFF, and I'll look at their relative athletic score. Because I know the Packers do like to draft, athletic freaks, essentially. So I can kind of predict a little bit with the Packers which directions that they're going to go. The Packers don't pick till 52. So in picking at 52, I'm not going to be looking at anything in basically the first round and a half, because all that shit's not going to fall to us. And I do know the Packers needs pretty well as well. With the Titans, I know they've got needs kind of all over the place a bit, but yeah, if we could do that, I think that would be a good way to get ready for draft. I mean, the draft is not that far away, right? So this is actually the least prepared I've been for an NFL draft, and it's the closest, it's like the first year I've been streaming. So I kind of did things a little backwards there. April 23rd to 25th this season. Going to be held in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh does have the most picks in the NFL draft. We should hear about Aaron Rodgers very shortly, and he'll be back with Pittsburgh, I do assume. It's going to be a fun draft. It's a weird draft, though. This is not a draft that, honestly, is super exciting. I mean, every draft is super exciting, but this one's kind of a weaker, more unpredictable one. It lacks the star power of other drafts. You could argue that Jeremiah Love, or whatever it is the best is the best player in this draft. Even better than Fernando Mendoza, who's going to go first overall. We already know the first overall pick, but it's apparently got a lot of question marks. There's a lot of guys that you look at, and there's more question marks than not for each of them. So the fall off round around isn't huge. I guess it's a good draft for tight ends. So that's pretty sweet. It's not going to be as good of a draft for defensive tackles or defensive linemen as last year. There's always going to be some wideouts, that sort of thing, and we'll see. But last year was a great draft for just linemen in general. I'm going to take a look at the comments real quick. Then we'll quickly get to our fantasy sports there. Sage has said a lot of stuff that I have not read, so I'm going to take a sip of this Hardy Steveweiser. He called Brandon Little a coward, which I do agree with. Oh wait, already read that one about shaking the hand. He wants to present Miles Straw with the inaugural Golden Straw trophy. I like that. There's nothing quite as strong as a straw, I believe is what the message is there. We can blame Little mostly, but we should be yelling at Schneider for putting him in games, that sort of thing. The only thing I would say about that, Schneider has to play him. It's a bullpen day, and Schneider can only play. There's no Eric Lauer for the bullpen. You use Mason Fluharty as your starter, so Brendan Little is your only left-hander to call in. So that's the only thing that I would argue against that. I would actually more so blame Ross Atkins, the GM of Toronto, for not getting rid of this scrub, more than John Schneider, if I'm being honest with you. Sage says he will help me real good. Sounds like a lot of fun. And save it for the draft stream. Yeah, the draft stream, let me just check the dates, actually. So April 23. Why don't they just start it on a fucking Friday or something? April. I can't take all 3 of the days off. It doesn't make sense for me to do it in round 1 because the Packers don't have. What if we just did a big stream Sunday or Saturday? what if we did a recap on Saturday the 25th? I know that round one's the most exciting, but it's the least exciting for the Packers this year. We don't have any fucking picks in the first round this year or next year. So I don't know, Sage. Yeah, maybe we'll do something like that. But yeah, I want to do some pre-draft shit. So, just send like $20 my way and I'll buy PFF. How's that sound? Sounds pretty fucking good to me. All right, let's go and let's take a look at the Pete Rose Bowl Cut. Just see where everyone's lined up. It looks like Tommy Callahan's auto parts and the long balls are going to be in first and second place after this week concludes. So I'm still in a bit of a cockfight with Blunt Force Trauma tied 8-8, really bringing the heat at me. And, I'm just looking for a stolen base or two, and then I can win this week. But we'll see. It's coming right down to the wire. Right down to the wire. This is the team that I predicted to be the last place team, and they're really fucking, they're coming out like Evander Holyfield, man. I just feel like biting their fucking ear. You got Pitch Please losing 9-6. It was 7-7 last night. Now 9-6 against All Over Your Ace. Tommy Callahan Auto Parts is just really, really fired up. He's got some dual engines going on there. He's up 12-3 over, 3 up, 3 down. That's huge. That's a huge lead right there for the last week of the season. And then you've got the Long Balls up 12-4 against the Nets' awesome team. And then you got the Springfield Isotopes down 8-7 against the Rally Cats. Remember, the winner goes home. The winner goes home. Tomorrow on that stream, I want to ask, if it's a winner goes home matchup, where does the loser go? I think it's an important question. I think it's one of the questions that a good journalist wouldn't ask. It takes a very good... I'm Walter Cronkite right now as a journalist. Loser goes to the doggos. So you're thinking Nathan's going to be sleeping under like a barbecue flap. The covers for the barbecue. He's going to be sleeping under the barbecue flap, I think. If Nathan loses, Katrina takes away all of Nathan's stories. That's just not... I know Nathan's, he irks me a lot. I find him to be a bit of a creep. But that's just cruel. Don't take away the man's Doritos, for God's sakes, please. Let's not do this. Let's not do this. Please, that's enough. All right, we do have a couple transactions in the Pete Rose Bowl Cut. We've got Nick Martinez being added to a Nets awesome team, starting pitcher from the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. We've also got All Over Your Ace dropping Jonathan India in favor of Mauricio Dubon. Who is Mauricio Dubon, you might ask? Well, I would respond with I don't fucking know. I'm going to take a quick look at this guy, see if it's a good move. Well, he's 31, so he probably fucking sucks. Let's move on to the next. Ryan McMahon, Yankee, being dropped in favor of Randy Vasquez, starting pitcher for the San Diego Padres. Okay. Well, this guy looks like he started off pretty damn good. .75 ERA this year, which is really good start. 27 years old, right-hander out of Navarrete, Dominican. 3.84 ERA last year, 3.99 ERA career. This looks like a solid pickup here. When he's not being such a homer, All Over Your Ace can make some good moves. And that looks like a sneaky good move right there. I will say it right now. And in closing, I would like to... Oh, wait. Oh, no, Sage, no. I need to read the comments here. Wow. Sage is proposing that sets the Doritos on fire. You can smell a crisp, Cool Ranch aroma near you. That's why. That just seems... That sounds like a deal breaker for Nathan. If you burn one of his chips, he's probably done with you. So I don't know. This could get extremely heated. We probably should have reconsidered adding Nathan to the league. I didn't know that his Doritos were going to be on the line, and I'm a bit concerned. Nathan's walked right into the Tigers' den this year. We do play for keeps. Shout out Ricky Bobby. One more thing I would like to thank Nathan for is he introduced me to Gemini. That's all I have to say. That little display picture that you see there of Brendan Little crying, I think it's a beautiful picture. It really captivates what a fucking pussy he is. Sweet boy, though. And I'm going to be using this AI Gemini every stream. And I'm just interested to see how it's going to work for all the various pictures that we could, like, post up here. Like, maybe next time I put a picture of Brendan Little in a little ballerina's gown. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what I do. I don't know. Sage is saying Nathan's a sweet boy. You know what? Since I've been calling Brendan Little a sweet boy, and I know Nathan has been listening to the stream, I'm going to start calling Nathan a sweet boy, and I'm going to do it a lot. So look for that tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be starting an hour late. Nathan has to go out to dinner. He's having a big dinner. And that's what we will do. I think our final Valheim run until the Deep North comes out. So a bit of bittersweet. I'm very excited to play some other games like Slay the Spire, Run Escape. Nathan's definitely interested in doing that. So, yeah, definitely interested in doing that. But it's a bit bittersweet, you know. At first, I thought Valheim was going to suck. I thought it was going to be a terrible game. And then at first, I thought it did suck. But it's a very fun game. But at the same time, it's nice that we're moving on. I think we need to do something different for the people that do watch. And hopefully our Valheim fans aren't mad. That's the only thing I have to say there. Because we got a good crew of Valheim people. So hopefully they don't just ditch us, basically. Sage says that Nathan is going to a Lay's chip-flavored buffet. That's actually 100% right. That's what he told me. He's going to be late. Probably going to have those cheese fountains for the Doritos and all sorts of good shit. So, yeah, I think you're absolutely right about that. What the fuck did I just say? What about what? I said a lot of shit in a short amount of time. I can't remember. My brain doesn't process that quick. I said a cheese fountain. I said a cheese fountain. Is that what? Oh, yeah. You can't read properly, idiot. Actually, I did read it as a Lay's chip flavored bullet, but I thought you said buffet because they're going out to dinner. And so I kind of just thought that your spell check was fucking around. I do apologize for the inconvenience, Sage. I mean, that it could happen, frankly. It could happen to anybody. But until tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, we're going to call it right here. I don't want to get into a shouting match with Sage on the fucking international stream here. Calling it. Have a good night, guys, and see you tomorrow. And fuck you, Brendan Little, you son of a bitch.